Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see a program that will find out the greatest number and display it on the screen. Now let's go ahead and see how to do that. First I'm going to introduce some integer type of variable. Integer, I first introduce an array, and let's let the array to store 100 numbers, okay? Because we are going to let the user to decide the limit of the numbers, and based on that it's going to expand, like it can go up to 100. Now the next thing is I'm going to introduce another integer type of variable. Let's call this one I. This is for looping, and n for the number of, like, the limit, okay? Now let's go ahead and create a printf statement to get the prompt, like give a prompt to the user to enter a limit. So I put enter the limit enter the limit, and whatever the value the user enter is going to be stored in n. To get the input from the user, we have to use a scanf statement. In this scanf statement, I put %d because the user is going to type an integer type of variable. So we put %d right here, and whatever the value user enters should be stored in n. So we put %n right here. And then now after the user enter the limit, based on that we have to get the values. So first we have to give a display to the user, prompt to the user to enter the values. Enter the values. Now based on the limit the user input, we had to run this one that many times to get the input. Now to run that many times, we have to use a for loop. The for loop, I am going to initialize this one with 0, I is equal to 0, and I set the condition I is less than n. It should run n many times. Like if the user enter 4 for the limit, it should run 4 times to get the input. Now we have to do the increment by 1 each time, and that's it. Inside of this one, we are going to use a scanf statement to get the input numbers. Okay, it's loading. Okay, now inside of this for loop, I'm going to use a scanf statement to get the input numbers, %d, because it's an integer type of, the user is going to type integer type of variables, and whatever the value the user enters should be stored in the array. So we put a and I. Okay, now this is done. The next thing is, now we have to do the comparison to find out the greatest number. To do the comparison, we are going to use another for loop that's similar to this one, the same as this one, because the for loop should run according to the user's input. Now in this for loop, we are going to create an if statement. This if statement to do the comparison. If a of 0 is greater than ai, then it's going to enter this if statement. And if the ai is greater than a0, then a0 will be replaced with ai, because like first it's going to compare each time. Like this one is going to, for example, if the user enter 5 for the limit, this loop is going to run 5 times. Each time it's going to compare the numbers, the first number, and the first number is actually 0, and when the second number comes, it's going to see whether the second number is greater than this one. If it's greater, it will replace the second number with a0, and it will do the comparison again and again. Finally the a0 will be the greatest number, okay, when we do the comparison and replace. And that's how it works. And finally we have to give a printf statement. In this printf statement, we are going to say greatest %d, and this should be coming from a0, because the final value of a0 is going to be the greatest number. Okay, that's it. Now let's go ahead and run this one. It's asking to enter the limit. Let's put 4. I put 4 values, let's say 12, 34, 56, 78. Now it's finding the greatest value. Now you can set any limit you want. You can put 10, you can put 5, let's put 6 and enter the values. Like I just write some random numbers. Now it's printing out this is the biggest number. Now you can do the same thing for smallest number. If you want to find the smallest number, it's loading, wait a minute. Okay, if you want to find the smallest number, what you have to do is you have to just flip it around, just change the sign like this. Now you can find out the smallest number. Let's try this one. Let's put limit 4 and let's put some values. Okay, now this is the smallest number in this one. So if you flip the sign, it's going to find out the smallest number. If it's like this, then it will find out the biggest number. And that's it. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. And also, if you are trying to access these codes, it's in my Blogger. I put the link of my Blogger in the description, so you can go ahead and access them. And also, if you are trying to learn C or C++ programming, there are a bunch of videos in my playlist. I hope you guys watch that too. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.